So today is getting a little run in. Ain't feeling the best. Got something going on down in the bubble guts. So a little bit of weight vest with some weights. Kind of alternated today just to kind of do something because I only slept a few hours last night. My ass could have slept all day, man, and been lazy. But it's beautiful out. We ain't got too many of these left. And really, it's kind of seeing some things recently, and it really started to make me think, man. It started to make me feel real emotional inside. Was ownership of your behaviors. That's so important to understand. Every day we make decisions, whether it be at our job, friends, relationships, home life, money, financial, anything. You make decisions every day. The ownership of the decisions you make, I believe, is such a let go idea that we don't do anymore because we don't have ownership of anything anymore. I'm going to give you guys an example. I lived my life about 100 miles at a time. I'm very successful in regard to a career, man. I really am. And as a person, you know, I work out, I have a bunch of stuff, I have a great job, but it doesn't mean anything. None of that really means anything because I went my life with so much non ownership of my decisions. I would make decisions about stuff and I thought that they were for the better, but they really weren't. They were just to really suffice myself and the false reality that I had created in my mind, that, well, if I do those things, it's going to help those people and then that's going to be all right. And then I went through life thinking, I say to myself, I save so many lives all the time, man. I really do in my job. And I don't really get super deep down in it with you guys, but man, my job, I seriously do, man. I'm given tools that I can save lives that I'm so appreciative of more than I can ever imagine. Never thought in my life that I would have decisions that I do and be able to do the things I do and even try to bring people back from trying to die. And like at such a high level that stuff to me, I never would have thought of it. But it happened and it was a dream I had and I did go after and I kept pushing to get it. But man, ownership of everything else around that because work is not your life. I know people always want to assume that work is your life and it's not. Dude, even if you make $1 million, man, you are still going to be an unhappy person in certain aspects of your life. Not all of it. Dude, you got $1 million. Like, yeah, still probably comfortable in certain ways. But ownership of your actions. When I've lived my life going 100 miles an hour, I've really overlooked really good ass people in life. Truly good people. I've overlooked it because I always thought I was fighting for the next thing. I always thought that I was just enough to help them get to something and then I was going to move on and I was not meant for that. And that's one of the biggest things is ownership of everything you do and understanding what your real worth is. And I've been to different therapists and I've been to things, and I'm pretty consistent with it. And it always comes down to the same idea of what's your self-worth and do you own your self-worth? My self-worth for the longest time was trash, man. I was out here talking to a million women, cheating on people, doing dumbass stuff because I thought that, I was a Superman and if I fixed everybody else and I saved all these lives, it's okay the bad decisions I make. No, it's not. It's not. Because you ruin people's lives. You don't realize what love can do to somebody and what lies can do to somebody. And it's not that I'll lie to somebody who's not somebody who's close to me. I'm not really perceived as somebody like that. I usually just tell the truth whether they like it or not. But those people in those situations aren't really anything in your life, right? They're not the close things. So if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of close relationships and you have very minimal close relationships, why the fuck would you want to ruin it by doing dumb shit all the time and not having ownership of those actions? Do you understand the strength it takes as a person to own up to things they've done and know they are bad? Sure, hell yeah, we own up to everything that's good. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I prescribed these meds, or I chose this medication route, or I chose this treatment plan, and I did. Yeah, good shit, good shit. But when you come home and you can't even lay your head at night in the bed without having night terrors or sleeping good or worrying about your phone because all you're worrying about is who the hell you texting, who the hell you talking to, that's an issue. You're not owning up to what the hell you're doing. You're just living life literally. Instead of stacking good behaviors all the time, you're not stacking shit but bad stuff all the time. And if you just stack shit, stack shit, stack shit, it just becomes a shit pile, man. That's all it does. And it's not going to get you anywhere. And when you want to, you want to sleep at night and you want to sleep good and you want to look at your partner in bed and you want to, wow, how the hell are they sleeping so good all the time? That's because they didn't do nothing wrong, man. They're not out here living like shit, living 100 miles an hour, trying to make excuses for badass behaviors because they take ownership for what they do. Before they make a decision, they think about it. Man, if I do this, who am I going to hurt? I bet you if you sat down and looked at your life and thought back, how many decisions you made and how many times you thought about hurting somebody else or hurting yourself, literally tearing yourself down, which is hurting yourself, which you don't even realize you're doing. I guarantee you 1,000 times over, you'd be like, oh man, I would have changed so much. And that's such a big thing. We don't own up to anything. We just kind of sit here and we say, well, boo hoo, this person did this and they fucked me over and this person left me and this job didn't give me this. And man, what if you went into the interview and you just didn't look right or you didn't talk right? You didn't address things right. Did you go in 100% ready and 100% trained to do what you're supposed to do? Did you make sure that you left nothing else on the table? That's ownership for your actions. You're owning up to say, well, I was at 110%. There was nothing more that I could have done. If you die or you didn't get taken for something, then that's what it is. It's just by chance, but you tried to at least control what you could control. You had ownership over your actions, building yourself to get that. So people like me, man, I do phenomenally well in my career and I'm so appreciative of it. But in my personal life, trash, man. Trash. And you don't gain anything from it. I was talking to my therapist a while back, and she did mention, she said, and this is probably a little more, I don't know, man, face value than maybe it is, but I want you guys to understand this. She's like, all these females that you was talking to and you thinking you was being a Superman for and helping, you know, really, as that was only helping this false thing in your mind because it was giving you this false sense of achievement or feel good that wasn't real. On top of that, you think these people, let's just say all 20 people, cared? Come on. She said straight out, she goes, them people right there, they gonna find another dick. They gonna find another dick. 6 billion people, man, in the world. They gonna find another dick. So stop thinking that you are like this unachievable thing, that you still have weaknesses, you still have problems. But if you give yourself to all these people, man, they don't care. There's only very few people in your life that are going to give a shit. And you probably have them in your life and sit there and treat them like shit because you're going after the people who don't want you, or you're going after the people who are giving you the easy access. Why? Because you get to stick your dick into somebody and do something? Cool. Doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't give you anything. It doesn't pay you. It doesn't feed you. It doesn't change your life. It doesn't elevate you. It doesn't teach you something. Nothing, man. If you have something good in your life, you need to treat that the best it can be treated. Understand that when you come home, let's just say you had a wife and you come home to your wife, ask her what her day is like. Ask her what you can do to make her day better. If she asks you what your day is like, give her a little bit of explanation, but don't bullshit her. Don't bullshit anybody. If you're a girl watching this, you got to do the same shit, man. Hey, I was at work today and, I had somebody was talking to me and I had some weird thoughts today, and I'm really glad that I got to come home and talk to you because I wanted to talk them out. Talk them out, man. Own up to those feelings. Own up to those thoughts. You think your fucking brain doesn't stop because you're doing something? You think your brain's going to be this amazing, 100% correct, right thing all the time? It's not. That's why when you go to bed at night, you can't sleep. That's why you get insomnia. That's why you can't, because the burden of life that you have and you're not owning up to what you've done in your actions will constantly make it like that. It'll make it where you can't even get to sleep because when you go to sleep, you start dreaming and having nightmares of the shit that you're doing all day, man. Your subconscious will tear you up. You have to own up to every single thing. Own up to it all. Listen, I watched something one time. Somebody was talking about how they had cheated on their wife, and they had to sit down and they talked about it, and how they really had to work for something. I mean, from then on they had to work probably for the rest of their life, gain back trust, gain back whatever. But they came clean on every single thing. Everything. Number one, the person that stays with somebody after they've been cheated on, if that person is being real and is honest with that person and they're willing to forgive them, man, that's a once in a lifetime, man. Straight up. Willing to look past it and work through it because they believe in you? Damn, once in a lifetime. But you have to be honest to get that. You have to be 100% honest. You can't lie. Don't hold anything back at all times. The worst thing is they leave, your friend leaves you, whatever, but you owned up. You didn't say sorry and keep doing the same shit. You didn't apologize and keep doing the same shit. You owned up, which is the number one thing. And I've tried to start really living my life recently with the no sorry attitude. I wasn't sorry when I did it. I might have been sorry afterward, but what does it matter? I already did it. I've already done something. I've already said something. I've already acted like something, whatever. Don't say sorry. Own up. You stacked bad behaviors, which created a bad outcome. It doesn't matter if you stack 10 great, amazing things, but then you stack 200 bad things. Do you think that great shit is going to take over? No, man. You have to own up to every single bit of it. Be honest with yourself in every single way possible. Who cares if it hurts, man? You might cry. You might have to show emotion, man. You might wreck your life for that chapter. For that chapter, maybe that's the honesty chapter, and your life is messed up. You're going to be depressed, feel down, feel like you're nothing, probably not want to be around anymore. That's normal, yeah. When you own up and you finally let truth into your life, it's going to expose all the lies that you've told yourself. And you have to understand, once you expose all of the lies that you've told yourself, you will finally have a clear view of yourself and what you've done to every single thing in your life, a person, a situation, anything. You will finally be able to sit there and say, now I understand. Own up. Own up no matter how hard it is, man. Own up. I promise you, owning up and letting truth into your life and letting that light into your life will make a difference. I still work in progress every day, trying to be more truthful, trying to be more honest. It's not overnight, but start right now. Just start knocking it out, man. Own up.